Wednesday, and that means a new daily fix. Microsoft had to sorta compliment Sony in order to get people on their side regarding the potential Activision Blizzard takeover. Speaking of Sony, there's some new games coming to the PlayStation Plus game catalog. And finally, if you live in America, you won't have to fly all the way to Japan to hang out at Super Nintendo World. This is your daily fix. Microsoft is at it again, trying to convince the world that they should be allowed to go through with the biggest acquisition in games history. Via Bloomberg, Microsoft President and Vice Chairman Brad Smith was speaking at a shareholders meeting, telling attendees that Sony's position in the games industry is so dominant that Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard poses no threat to them. The Federal Trade Commission isn't exactly buying that argument, though, as they've recently announced plans to block the buyout. Smith said, quote, "The FTC's case is really based on a market that they've identified that they say has two companies and two products, Sony PlayStation and Microsoft Xbox. If you look at the global market, Sony has 70% of that market and we have 30%. So the first thing a judge is going to have to decide is whether the FTC lawsuit is a case that will promote competition, or is it really instead of a case that will protect the largest competitor from competition?" Wow, okay, first of all, rude of them to not consider Nintendo and their 114 million Switch consoles sold to date. But understandable, as even Nintendo doesn't consider themselves as being in competition with PlayStation and Xbox. Smith also pointed out that Sony has 286 exclusive games, and Xbox only has 59. So a judge looking at the case would have to consider if going from 59 exclusives to 60 is really that much of a problem for the industry. And US judges might not be the only ones Smith and Xbox will have to convince. Organizations in Europe and the UK have also launched investigations into the deal. Staying on the topic of Sony, the lineup of games coming to PlayStation Plus this month has been revealed, and it's a pretty good collection if you like action-adventure games. There's a collection of recent Far Cry games with Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, and Far Cry Primal joining the list. New Dawn is the most recent of that bunch and got a 7.5 from us in 2019. Far Cry 5 and Primal received an 8.9 and 7.9 respectively. Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Yakuza spin-off Judgment hit the catalog as well. And if that's not enough Yakuza action for you, Yakuza 0 is already on PS Plus. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and its sequel, Shadow of War, are also coming, and if you haven't played these games, definitely add them to your list. Shadow of Mordor pioneered the Nemesis system, a gameplay mechanic that can take any of the random one-off enemies you encounter and turn them into a real villain with a unique name, a history with the player, and a real grudge against you. It's an incredibly unique feature that still hasn't been done on the same level by any other game since. And this game came out in 2014. There are a lot more games coming, and it would take me way too long to list all of them. Plus, our editor will probably get really annoyed with the length of this episode. So, for the full list of titles, check out the PlayStation blog, and we're gonna move on to the next story. Switching gears to Nintendo, the opening date for the Super Nintendo World Hollywood location has been revealed. The park will open February 17th, 2023, so it is not too far away. Super Nintendo World is the latest addition to Universal Studios Hollywood in California. This joins the original Japan location that opened in Osaka back in February of 2021. Attractions and destinations that will be available in the Hollywood location are the Mario Kart ride, the Toadstool Cafe, the 1-Up Factory store, and more. Donkey Kong and Pokemon expansions are coming to the Osaka location, so hopefully those come stateside as well. Can't wait to check this out because I live in California and it's a lot cheaper for me to get to LA than it is to fly to Japan. And those are your stories for today, Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. What do you think of Xbox's deal with Activision Blizzard? Do you think it's a good idea? And are you going to check out Super Nintendo World? Let us know in the comments. I'm Stella Chung, and if you're looking for more to watch, check out our performance review of the new Witcher 3 Next Gen update. Follow us on all of your social platforms, and for more gaming news, stay tuned to IGN.